Use the appropriate substitution to write down the four non-zero terms from the Maclaurin series binomial. See, this is a binomial. It has two terms, one, two, like bicycle, two tires. This is a binomial to a power. How do we do that? Well, that's in the notes. If you go back, here's the course notes. Here's the binomial series from the course notes. And here's right here. If you have two things to a power, first one being a one, then it's going to end up being that right there. There it is from the course notes. So let's do it. So it says 1 plus x to the r power is 1 plus, you go back and look at that and say rx, and then r times r minus 1 over 2 factorial x squared plus r times r minus 1 times r minus 2 over 3 factorial x cubed plus etc. Just keeps on going. And you can see the pattern, right? It just, there's two terms over 2 factorial x squared, three terms over 3 factorial x cubed, etc., etc. Okay, so but that's specifically for 1 plus x to some r power. Well, now here's the r power. R power is negative 1/3. So everywhere we've got all those are going to become negative 1/3. And then instead of x right here, we're plugging in x squared. So everywhere you have x, you're going to put x squared. And this will be x squared squared. Right? That x will become x squared. Tracking with me? Is that making sense? So let's do it. So what are we going to get? So I'll bring this one down. So first off, we're going to get a 1 plus, there's our first term. And then this right here will be r, what's r? Negative 1/3 times x, but x has now become x squared because we're plugging in x squared where x was. So that's our second term. Beautiful. Plus, now the third term will be this, which is what? R, and where we see r, that's minus 1/3 times r minus 1 minus 1/3 minus 1 over 2 factorial, which is 2 times 1, times x squared, but the x is x squared squared. So you know that's going to be x to the fourth, clearly. We see that. But what's all this? Well, it's whatever Desmos says it is. I'm just going to Desmos, go minus 1/3 times minus 1/3 minus 1 over 2. So let's go to Desmos. And here we go. Put in a fraction. So I go minus 1/3 parenthesis minus 1/3. What was it? Minus 1. I think, right? Over 2. And hit the fraction button over there. 2/9. Here it is, 2/9. Is that what they said? They did. So that's 2/9. X to the fourth. Beautiful. We have one more to go. Let's do this last one. The next term, which will be this one right here. So this one, let's do it right here. R again, which is minus 1/3. Minus 1/3. Whoops. Minus 1. And minus 1/3 minus 2 over 3 factorial 3 times 2 times 1 times x cubed. But what is x? What x are we plugging in there? X squared cubed, right? Because again, we're plugging in x squared. All right, so we know it's going to be x to the sixth right here. Okay, and then what is this? Well, I'll go to Desmos again. I'm just going to add this term to the back now. Minus 1/3 minus 2. And I come up here and I go, okay. Parenthesis. Minus 1/3 minus 2. And then on the bottom, it's going to be 3 times 2. So it's 3 times 2. And there we go. Minus 14, 81, 81sts. Minus 14, 81sts. So this is minus 14, 81st. X to the 6. Is that what they got? Yep. Minus 14, 81st. X to the 6. So there we go. We just use that binomial formula. Again, that is right here in the course notes. The binomial series. And when you have two terms to a power, it's that. It's the binomial series. And they said the word binomial, and they showed us a binomial that has two terms to a power. So we just use that and Desmos. And so there we go.